Ah, welcome, adventurer. Sit down, come in. Warm yourself on the hearth there and catch your breath. Later you can offload those 400 pieces of hardtack on us, even though we don't want or need them in the slightest, and buying them will literally bankrupt us. But for now, why don't you just tell us your thoughts on all that cool foreshadowing throughout Pillars of Eternity 2's new DLC, Beast of Winter? What was that? You weren't paying the blindest bit of attention to the writing's subtle techniques because there was a gang of ice blights attacking you and their damage reduction was crazy high. Do you mean to tell us that you were too busy fighting for your life and the fate of the Deadfire archipelago to look out for all the secrets along the way? No, this won't do. Sit down by the dresser you've just ransacked of all my clothes, and I'll tell you 6 hidden details you might have missed.
Was there something else you wanted to know?
Let's start with the base game itself, because although we didn't know it at the time, it was busy foreshadowing the Beast of Winter DLC right from release day. The name, of course, referring to Remagant, the grumpy Aurochs god who presides over death, decay, and other macabre stuff. You might remember chatting to some animancers fairly early in the game who want to use you as a guinea pig for their Adra-based teleportation device. You might also remember that things go a bit wrong when you do. And by a bit wrong, we mean you literally end up in the realm of the god of death, which by anyone's estimations is about as bad as things can get. Remagant doesn't take kindly to this intrusion, but luckily you're under Barath's protection, so he can't turn you into Watcher Puree like he wants to. He does, however, let you know that the two of you are most certainly not cool. There's unfinished business here that he'll settle later. Going even deeper down the rabbit hole, you'll find the lines "He is coming" and "I am coming" relating to Remagant in a couple of in-game books about Remagant in Pillars 1 and 2. Coincidence or incredible foreshadowing? Okay, almost certainly coincidence, but still.
Why should I not grind your soul to dust?
This being a game populated by chests, vases, bookcases, crates, and corpses, all containing bits and bobs for you to hoover indiscriminately into your inventory, the easiest details to miss in Beast of Winter are some of the new unique items, like this new Warhammer, Glacierbane, which is embedded into the icy cliff face you descend on your way to the Shrine of Remagant, and packs plus 10 raw damage if you manage to dislodge it. Even easier to miss are these lovely unique boots, Footsteps of the Beast. When you slip them on, they'll grant you Beast of Winter, which means, and we quote, "The wearer's footsteps leave the ground icy beneath them, hobbling enemies who enter the area. They're in a chest north of the path to the shrine, which means you'll only really find yourself up there if you're deliberately trying to uncover the whole map. What's more, you can kit yourself out in a whole suit of winter-themed attire if you find the Guardian's plate heavy armour in the Temple of Decline, and the horns of the Aurochs helmet near the Sigil of Pain by the temple entrance."
Finding everything to your liking, Captain?
Okay, this one's a tenuous one. We'll admit that, but let's just pick up on the thread and follow it. Pillars of Eternity 2 can trace its lineage all the way back to Baldur's Gate in 1998, and several people on the Obsidian development team worked at Black Isle, the studio that published the series and developed several other RPGs using the same engine. Stick with it, we're going somewhere with this. In 1999, Baldur's Gate got an expansion called Tales of the Sword Coast, and among the new locations it added an island called, well, Ice Island. Then, in 2000, Black Isle released ICEWIND Dale, whose name gives a fantastic clue about its wintry setting. Snow and ice everywhere. A theme was developing. A year after release, ICEWIND Dale got an expansion called Heart of Winter, and you can tell by the subtitle that this one wasn't set in the Bahamas. This tradition of following trad fantasy RPGs with snowy excursions continued when ICEWIND Dale 2 followed Baldur's Gate 2 in 2002. And then when the White March turned everything chilly in Pillars 1. So by the time the Beast of Winter arrives on the scene, there's already a rich, if totally unacknowledged, tradition in play.
What stirs in the heart of the battery?
Life's tough for a godlike on Harbinger's Watch. There's all the stares from the passers-by, the unrelenting cold, and all the responsibility of having a fanatical cult at your beck and call. Such is life for Vatnir, a new recruitable companion in Beast of Winter, whose bizarre arrangement of pale blue eyes and a horned skull give him more than a passing resemblance to a certain death god. You know, Remagant, that massive Aurochs with the bizarre arrangement of pale blue eyes and the horned skull, from whom the entire DLC is named. You see what they did there?
It is the manifestation of Remagant.
We love it when games get meta, and just so we're clear, we're talking about the fourth wall breaking stuff, not Dota 2 patch notes. The villagers of Harbinger's Watch provide just such a moment of through-the-looking-glass commentary about RPGs, summoning you to their isle to sort out their problems because, well, they would, wouldn't they? As an RPG protagonist, you're literally the most powerful being there ever was or will be. You've sorted out the world's major problems, regularly chat with actual gods, and you still have the time to accrue a massive fortune in gold. However, they're also quite blunt about your rather assertive methods, listing your achievements in a manner that sounds more like a death toll than a CV. That's how RPG protagonists get things done though, isn't it? At one point, Harbinger Brythe even chides herself for asking you to sort out some pilgrims, not thinking that you'd inevitably end up killing them. Hey, if she only wanted them roughing up a bit, she should have said so.
Foolish Brythe. You asked the Dusk Speaker. What did you expect?
Party pets are a reminder that saving the world from rampaging gods doesn't always have to be a straight-faced slog. Even the mightiest heroes with the grimmest undertakings need a bit of light entertainment, and being followed around by a tiny ice golem who has to move around at an adorable trot to keep pace with you is a delightful way to provide it. Meet Frosty. He's tucked away in a chest near Eris. You know, Brythe's sister? A couple of rooms to the right of her. Once you melt the ice surrounding it and break it open, Frosty's yours, for keeps and everything. With Frosty in tow, you gain bonus freeze armor, and the party's frost attacks are more accurate. What a handy little guy. Come here, you confusing manifestation of frozen water. Our journey through the undiscovered and unnoticed comes to an end, adventurer. Your reward? Hit that big red juicy subscribe button, and you'll get more like this delivered straight to you. Okay, and take this Sword of the Appreciator too. It grants +10 likelihood of hitting the thumbs up button. Yeah, that's right, just take it, hold it in your hands and, just see how you feel. We'll catch you next time.